Alright, I wasn't able to get all the armor parts off in the last video, but I'll try to get done in this one. Alright. Okay. Now, one of the interesting things about this particular SD Gundam series is that all of the sort of characters are based on a Chinese historical fiction called Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Maybe wondering why I'm talking about this, but it's partially important to kind of get to know your subject matter a little, as that way it helps you know. Basically, it pretty much comes down to do your research beforehand, as it'll help you out in the long run. As you want, the more you know before you start, the more you can plan, and overall, the better the result will be. Okay. Now, hopefully, this should be just about the last video or so as far as assembly goes, as there aren't too many parts left that need to be trimmed. Okay. Make sure this is the right grid. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay. Alright, let's pop this on. There we go. Okay, next is this little face guard thing. It's actually already free. It's free, and there we go. Now, probably one of the most important things I can stress, at least in this phase, is use your sandpaper wisely, or more specifically, know how to use it would probably be the stronger point to make. As you definitely, as I said earlier, you want to keep moving around using different parts of the sandpaper, but you also want to know what parts of the sandpaper to use when, as corners will typically want to save for hard to reach areas, such as up in here, as it's a lot easier to get in with than with the main part of the sandpaper. Plus, it saves you from potentially damaging parts of the model. Okay. Alright. I'm just about done with this part. You can tell I'm trying to hurry this up a little just to save some time, as already taken longer than I had planned. But that's, I guess, another important lesson is to expect stuff like this, as model building does take time, or at the very least it takes time if you want to do it right and make it look nice in the end. Okay, now to get his little sword holder off. this was unfortunately one of the things I was hoping would not happen, and basically end up being, for the most part, me just sanding away at parts. But fortunately, or at least for now, it's turned out like this. Hopefully, I'm just hoping this won't alienate a lot of people from watching, but unfortunately, this is the sad truth of our hobby, is that this fortunately takes time, and in order for it to come out looking well, you unfortunately have to take your time and do all the hard stuff. Let's see how I'm doing on time. It's still good. Alright, so let's get his little shoulder armor. Let's see. At least on these parts, they were smart and put both two pour stubs right next to each other, so I can basically sand them off at the same time. Still good time. Thinking I may have to cut this part short, as I do not believe I will be able to fully sand both these in the time left, but I might be able to do it. Yeah, I think I might be able to get it done in time that's left in this video. Yeah, it does look like I'm rushing, as I am to some degree, but as I said, I'm trying to cut down on the amount of time being spent doing these parts and try to keep this somewhat interesting, as it's probably getting fairly bored of me just talking and sanding. But I'm just about out of time, so I think I'm just about to stop in a second or two, and yep, so come back for the next part.